The chieftain's eyes burned with fury. He rose, lifting his massive axe, and roared a command that echoed through every hall. The traitors fall tonight. Protect the human, protect the tribe. The battle raged until dawn. By sunrise, the old blades lay defeated. Their black banners burned in the wind. But Reed's body lay motionless near the throne, his armor scorched and cracked. The chieftain stood over him in silence. Around them, the warriors bowed their heads. Varlock knelt, his voice trembling. He fought for us. For our future. The chieftain placed a hand on the human's chest. He came as an outsider, he said softly. But he leaves as one of us. Outside, the first light of day touched the mountains. The fires dimmed. And deep in the silence, Reed's hand twitched. He was still alive. The human who became fire morning light spread over Carta Prime like a slow-rising flame. Smoke curled from the fortress towers. The air still carried the bitter smell of burned metal. Warriors moved through the ruins silent, heavy with loss and victory. Inside the great hall, the fires were dying. On the stone floor lay the human, Reed, his armor shattered, his skin pale beneath the soot. For hours the healers worked, strange blue vapors swirling over his wounds. They did not know if a human body could survive such damage. Varlock waited beside him motionless. The great champion, who had once laughed at the idea of friendship with an outsider, now sat with his head bowed. You should have let me take the blast, he murmured. You had no right to steal my death. Reed's eyes opened slowly. His voice was rough, a whisper. I didn't steal anything, I just borrowed time. Varlock let out a deep laugh that shook the hall. Then keep borrowing it, little warrior. We still need you. By midday, word spread through the tribe that the human lived. When the chieftain entered, even the youngest warriors fell silent. He wore no crown, no armor, only a long scar across his chest, a mark from the night of betrayal. He stopped beside Reed's bed. You bled for us, he said quietly. No Varkan ever did more. Reed forced himself to sit up, pain stabbing through his ribs. You bleed for what you believe in, he said. Now you have to decide what comes next. The chieftain looked toward the window where smoke still rose from the valley. The old blades are gone, but their poison remains. The galaxy watches. They expect us to fight again. Reed shook his head. Then don't give them what they expect. Show them something new. Show them what strength looks like when it stands for peace. For a long time the chieftain said nothing. Then he turned to the guards. Summon the tribe. That evening, every warrior gathered in the arena where the human had first fought. The flames burned high, painting the cliffs golden red. The chieftain stood in the center, his voice rolling like thunder. Varkans, you know me. I have led you through wars, through fire, through the fall of moons. But today I stand beside one who faced our fury and did not fall. A human who fought not for conquest, but for honor. He motioned and Reed stepped into the light. His armor was cracked, his movement slow, but his gaze steady. A wave of murmur swept through the crowd. He entered our deadlands, the chieftain continued, faced the beasts, and lived. He saved my life when others sought my blood. He earned his place among us. From this day, he will be known as Fireheart, the human who carries our flame. The arena exploded in roars. Warriors struck their armor with fists, a sound like rolling thunder. Varlock grinned so wide it looked painful. Fireheart, he shouted. The name suits you. Reed smiled faintly, though exhaustion pulled at him. I just did what had to be done. Later that night, when the celebration quieted and the stars filled the black sky, Reed stood alone on the cliff above the valley. The twin moons hung like silver shields. Below, thousands of Varkans lit torches, their flames forming a ring of light around the fortress. Varlock joined him, setting a hand on his shoulder. They will follow you now, he said. Reed shook his head. They should follow you, their own kind. Varlock looked out at the torches. Maybe we follow each other. That is new for us. A deep rumble echoed from the distance, engines, not thunder. High above, lights flickered in the clouds. Reed's face hardened. Council ships, he whispered. They came faster than I thought. Moments later, streaks of fire cut across the sky, drop pods descending like falling stars. The crowd below erupted in alarm. The chieftain's voice rang out, "To arms!" But Reed raised a hand. Wait, don't fight them head on. They came expecting war. Let's give them a reason to fear peace. He strode to the edge of the platform, activated his comm link, and opened a channel to the council fleet. This is Reed Voss of Earth speaking from Carta Prime. You wanted a war with the Varkans. You'll have to go through us, silence. Then a trembling voice replied, "Human ships? You're bluffing. Earth's fleet is gone." Reed smiled. "Maybe, but their spirit isn't." Behind him, the Varkans raised their weapons, not in rage but in unity. Thousands of torches flared brighter, turning the mountains into a single living blaze visible from orbit. From the fleet above, sensors registered an impossible sight. A planetary signal pulsing in rhythm with human frequencies. Ancient codes mixed with Varkan war chants. Two once separate species, now one. The council hesitated. Their commanders argued, their targeting arrays flickered, and then, one by one, the ships withdrew. When the last light vanished into the stars, Varlock exhaled slowly. "They ran," Reed nodded. "They'll be back someday. But when they do, they won't find one world. They'll find a brotherhood." The chieftain stepped forward and lifted his axe to the sky. "From this night we stand as allies of Earth, our fire, their iron. Together we burn brighter than the stars." The warriors roared in answer, their voices shaking the mountains. Reed looked out at the endless horizon, the wind whipping through the flames. For the first time in his life, he didn't feel like an outsider. He felt part of something greater, a spark that had set the galaxy alight. And far above, in the dark between stars, whispers began to spread. A human went to the fiercest tribe in the galaxy and won their hearts.